Starting with the 2027 intake, New South Wales is introducing the Gender Parity Model for selective high schools and opportunity classes. For all co-educational schools and OC programs, this means there will now be an equal number of places available allocated to girls and boys. My name is John, and I'm the founder of Bings Academy, and today I'm joined by my cute cavoodle, Yoshi. The most important thing to understand is that the exams themselves do not change. The test content, marking criteria, difficulty, and standards all stay exactly the same. The gender parity model does not make the exam easier or harder. What it changes is who students are they're competing against. In practice, this means that for all co-ed schools, boys compete against boys and girls compete against girls for placement. The exam is still sat at the same time, marked in the same way and scored on the same scale. The difference is that the results are now ranked within gender-based pools rather than one combined pool. For example, instead of ranking 300 students together, boys are ranked against boys and girls against girls, and offers are made from each list separately. So a student's position matters most within their own gender group, not just overall. This change is most noticeable for students near the cutoff. Very strong students will still get offers regardless of gender. However, students who sit right on the borderline are affected differently. Girls who previously just missed out may now receive offers, while boys who are more closer to the margin may face tighter competition. For instance, if a co-ed school has 60 places, that might now be split roughly 30 for girls and 30 for boys. A girl ranked 31st among girls may now receive an offer, while a boy ranked 31st among boys might miss out, even if their overall scores are very close. From a strategy point of view, the competitiveness for selective and OC should not decrease. The competition pool simply changes. For girls, this provides more confidence when applying to co-ed selective schools, as participation is now balanced. It also gives greater flexibility when listing school preferences, particularly if you're using all three school options. Single-sex schools are unaffected, so they already select from one gender only. For boys, this means school preferences need to be chosen more deliberately. Historically, co-ed selective schools have been skewed around, for males, around 58% boys to 42% girls in selective, and roughly 60% boys to 40% girls in some OC classes. That gap has just widened over time, which is why this model was introduced. In some cohorts, it was actually revealed the department has reported ratios as high as 75% male and 25% female, which is obviously a very significant imbalance in terms of gender makeup. Because of this shift, boys aiming for higher ranked selective or OC schools will now need to perform at a higher percentile within their own gender pool to secure a position, particularly if they're not the clear top scorers. Do you want to go down? Okay, excuse that transition. Yoshi did not want to sit on my lap anymore, so it will just be me. So finally, rankings matter more than ever. Parents should not only look at overall rankings from practice tests or programs, but also understand where their child sits relative to their gender, as that is how offers will now be determined for 2027 entry onwards. In some cases, the number of vacancies may not divide evenly. For example, if a class is 15 places, the final spot is awarded based on overall performance within the relevant gender pool. This ensures that the highest performing students still secure offers, while the structural change mainly impacts those who are closer to the cutoff. If families want extra practice under this new gender parity system, we're running the Selective 2026 Horizon program, which is a free 10-week program for Year 6 students preparing for the selective exam. Students sit all 4 sections each week, get their scores straight away, and can see how they're tracking over time with weekly rankings. It runs from the 6th of February to the 11th of April, 2026, and is really for students who can commit to the entire full program. There is an optional Horizon Plus program for students to get access to questions and detailed writing feedback, but the core program itself is completely free. To be clear, this gender parity model doesn't actually impact or affect the exams themselves or the standards. Everything about the test stays the same. What it does change is how competition is structured, especially for students who are right on the edge of getting in. Knowing this can help students plan their applications, think a little bit more strategically about their school preferences, especially if they're aiming for the higher ranked schools. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know down below. And if you liked seeing Yoshi, even though it was only half the video, put it down in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you wanted me to talk about another topic, just tell me. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.